Morning practice. You get some kids who come in energized and get through the whole practice. They got up early, had breakfast. You get other kids halfway through practice, bonk, or headache, or another excuse. Any tips for that kind of kid who says they just can't eat before practice early in the morning after getting up?
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing I would say is just like your bicep, your stomach is a muscle and it can be trained. So starting off small, if someone has a really sensitive stomach and they find that, they're getting really nauseous if they eat before practice, they can start with a smaller portion. Also avoid too much protein and too much fat. Probably especially for people who like peanut butter and other nut butters, a big go-to easy breakfast before morning practice is like a piece of toast with peanut butter on it. The fat content and protein content of peanut butter, while really great to help athletes build muscle, is going to take a super long time to digest. So maybe for some people with sensitive stomachs, not the best option when you're only giving yourself, we all know these athletes wake up at the last minute before practice, right? Some are like, there's like a 15-minute lag time between their alarm and like when they're jumping in the pool, depending on how close they live. So when you have less than 30 minutes between when you're eating and when you're going to be getting your heart rate up and working out, it's probably best to decrease the amount of protein and fat you're having and optimize the carbohydrate. Again, it all depends. So smoothie, depending on how you're going to make it, most oftentimes is going to have some sort of dairy, whether it be milk or yogurt, and that's going to have fat and protein in it, which might upset somebody's stomach. So I think, dry toast is a good one. You could even do like a little bit of Nutella on toast. There's going to be not a ton of protein in that. Banana is a good option. Fiber is another thing to consider. It's just fiber is a form of carbohydrate, doesn't actually digest. So foods that have high fiber can cause a little bit of gastric upset right before going into a practice. So eating a lot of fruit can sometimes upset the stomach if there's too much fiber involved. So really you're just looking for energy. That could be in the form of a handful of Gatorade chews. As I mentioned before, it could be a plain piece of toast. I mean, we definitely want to try to prioritize whole foods over sports foods. Could be a granola bar, like a Nature Valley bar or something like that. Carbohydrates is kind of the key. And I'm not sponsored in any way. I feel like I should kind of disclaim that by this company, but one of my go-to kind of like fast fuel up snacks are honey stingers. Yeah, you can buy them online. I've seen them at Wegmans, and they have the waffles. And as speaking from someone like I have a very sensitive stomach, I have a hard time eating anything of real substance before exercising. I find that 15 or 20 minutes, I can down a honey stinger waffle and have absolutely no issues with upset stomach at all during. They're a great company. They do a lot with athletes, and really triathletes is a big focus of theirs, but they do put out that there's really not a honey stinger product out there that I don't like and I wouldn't use honestly for myself.